Formerly, but no longer sponsored by DavisMusicPro.com. Brought to you only by Chris Davis and Ty Young. That's fine. I'm supposed to be talking. Still blowing it.
Still recovering from last night's show.
Happy comedy by coincidence, everybody. It's episode number 42. 41. Episode number 41 with Chris Davis and Ty Young. You're on mic too, bro. What's happening, everybody? You're tuning into Comedy by Coincidence with Chris Davis and Ty Young. How's it hanging, Ty?
Ty Young. It's another beautiful night here in France. It's sun's going down, so I hope you guys can see my face okay. I'll flip my hat around, get my eyes a little better. You know, all that technical shit. Drop my phone again. You know,
no, that's okay.
Keeping it real over here.
Troubleshooting,
Yeah.
bro. That's half the job in our industry, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see the front of that hat again? I need to see the front of the hat again. One more time. Flip it around. Flip it around for me, brother.
All right.
Flip the
One
hat
second.
around.
I'm trying not to drop the phone, and there we go. I think I found the sweet spot finally.
You're looking like you spent some time in Europe. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, a little bit. This is the same hat I was wearing on the beach in Seattle, so I've had it for a while, you know. And it's a nice cozy winter hat. You know, people who know me real well will find out that I'm allergic to the rain. Yes, it is possible.
Really?
It's like I'm not physically gonna die, but I'll become like not a person. My hearing aids will break, and then I'll get really pissed and sad because that's like a lot of money down the drain. But this hat in particular has like earmuffs built into it. So I just, you know, take it off, flip it down, and bam, you know, who's your daddy? No longer allergic to the rain over here.
Fuck yeah, dude. How are you? How's your week going, bro?
How's my week going? You know, it's been a weird week. You know, I've had to work several overnight shifts and then day shifts, so. You know how it is, like especially from college, probably. You know, where you just pull an all-nighter and then you don't realize what day it is or what hour, and your concept of time just becomes a figment of imagination, like it really is. You know?
Yeah, you start thinking like Janis Joplin, who's famous for saying, "It's all the same day, man."
Exactly. You know, so it's blending all together and all that. It's just nice to be in an actual city, you know, where people are alive, not, you know, in a hotel next to a casino with a movie theater and a McDonald's for real food options. And you know, that's why we ended up in the woods, because the woods are more interesting than the casino, and they have like weird laws and stuff about filming because they think you're gonna cheat. And it's like, yeah, buddy, I'm really fighting to keep that €5.
Right. Well, sorry about the week, man. It's been incredibly busy over here too. That's why we were a little late on posting last episode, but it's up, and this one will be up a lot quicker.
Exactly. It got done, and I think that's what our viewers like to see and enjoy. The fact that something got done and progress is happening.
The fact that something got done means Chris did something, bro, right? I'm putting in the work.
Nice.
Tremendous.
So yeah, no, you recently had a pretty big gig.
Last
how'd that
night,
go?
man, my knees and my thighs are killing me. I was all over the stage. There was no stage, but that, bro, 10 out of 10. It went so well. Couldn't ask for it to go
Okay.
better.
Oh, this is tremendous.
The other bands
Tremendous.
killed it. We killed
Tremendous.
it. It was
This
a
is
good
tremendous.
turnout. We all made a little bit of money, and everybody had a wonderful time, and nobody got shot. Now, I will say,
Bonus.
hey, you can appreciate this. You'll appreciate this. I've been thinking about it. Google Maps has got to be run by the gangs of East St. Louis or something, bro. Because the way that redirects you around here is terrifying. Okay, it literally okay. The spot we were playing last night is on right off Broadway. Okay, it's called the Broadway Boat Bar. Great establishment, wonderful people, great staff, great venue. Kind of a newer place, so they didn't have a PA and they didn't have a stage, so there were like those couple cons, but they were more than cool. Gave us 100% of the door, and we're super kosher. Now the problem, Ty. I've never been to this place.
Yeah.
It's kind of by the
Okay.
riverfront, which is kind of not the best spot in town, and it's north on the riverfront, which is even a little worse.
Yeah. Let's take a quick moment and describe the river run for
It's
people who are
tough.
not
It's
from
like
St. Louis.
vacant buildings all covered in graffiti and killings and
So
stuff like that.
You could arguably call it like mini Detroit. Like
It's kind of-
like,
it's a
instead
little
of,
tough.
Chinatown, St. Louis has a mini Detroit.
I don't want to turn y'all off of St. Louis, but it is a little tough right on the riverfront, especially at night. Anyways, so we're trying to get to this place. And again, I've never been there before. We're going with Google Maps, just maps, right? And
Yeah.
there's a lot of like small turns that you could take. It tells us we're supposed to stay straight and stay in the left 2 straight lanes on this exit of 3 lanes, okay? And so we stay in the middle, so we could potentially get in left or get right if we need to. I stay in the middle lane all the way to where it's supposed to either you got to turn onto the Martin Luther King Bridge, which takes you straight to the heart of East St. Louis, which you don't want to do. Everybody comes through the Martin Luther King Bridge, but nobody goes away through the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. Everybody leaves New York and goes to Jersey, but nobody goes. No way. Which way's the freeway? One way is free, and the other way is like an ass rape of $15.
Right.
Just across a
Everybody
bridge,
goes the freeway, but you don't see anybody on the other lane, right? That's how it is with this bridge.
Exactly.
Anyways, I get to the stoplight. I've stayed in that middle straight lane. There's so much traffic because it's like 6 o'clock right on the nose. It's like 6 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah.
Of course there's traffic in St. Louis, you know? And I can't get into the left. It said this lane was a straight lane, and it took me right onto the Martin Luther King Bridge. There was no getting over, and the light should have had a second lane, but instead they had like a concrete barricade in that lane, so it was just the left lane to go straight. And I was like, well, I have to take the bridge, and if I try to go right, I'm going to hit somebody. So I ended up in Illinois on my way to the show yesterday. Not fun. And getting back was kind of a bitch. And I organized the whole event, brother. I booked the other 2 bands. I set the door price.
Yeah.
Did all the promotion. All of it, man. And I needed to be the first one there. I was the last one there. And good 40 minutes
well, that's
late.
because you're the big boss now, man. You got to show up last. It's a power move.
It is.
You're showing people what's up.
I
you
did
got
have to
everybody
send a
there.
pretty
Now
powerful
they gotta
text
wait for you.
that was like, hey, here's the 3 things I was going to do when I show up. I'm running late. This is what you guys need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But okay,
Exactly.
so that's the first fuck up for Waze, trying to take us to the straight heart of East St. Louis which was not cool. Waze, not at all. I keep saying Waze. It was Maps, guys. It was Maps.
Yeah.
And then when we were leaving the show, it could have taken us left to a stoplight and then left to like go straight to the on ramp to get back on the highway. No, it takes us around right straight to First Street, which is like the riverfront with all of them vacant buildings. And you look in the vacant buildings and there's fires going on in there. There's people living in there. You're like, oh man, fuck. It ended up being a gravel road. First Street, by the way, really wasn't a street. It was a gravel road really next to the train tracks. It looked like it was part of the train tracks. I was like, fuck, I hope a train doesn't come. I hope nobody runs out. It was terrible. Terrible. Waze, Maps is trying to kill us, but Waze is probably the way to go.
Up, man.
Anyways. So the show went really well outside of our driving debacles, but that's all good. We made it alive, and nobody got shot.
I mean, it's like, have you ever truly been to St. Louis if you haven't gone over the Martin Luther King Bridge to East St. Louis? I feel like it's like the rite of passage, you know, like you
Well,
move
you're
to
getting the
Denver,
true
you go
taste.
announce immediately at a dispensary legally because you can, you know, like you have to, you just have to do it.
Yeah, no. Have you really been in St. Louis if you haven't feared for your life at least once? You know what I mean? You know,
Exactly.
So, no, no laughs from Dr. Evil on that one. I thought that would surely warrant a chuckle, but oh shoot, yeah, no, show went well, bro. Have you hit any open mics this week?
No open mics. There is a comedy club in town, but it's book shows only. So
okay.
I'm hoping here, because I got this is going to be. I'm looking forward to another week of overnights and daytime shifts and craziness. So it's I'm going to try and get out and about, but we'll see. You know what I can dig up at a cafe or something. You know.
Yeah, and then if you need to, use this as like your grind time to make a little bit of cash, and then right when you get back to Tampa, that first week you get back, you'll have that hunger, and you just hit like 4 in 1 week. You know what I mean? Go crazy when you get back.
Oh yeah, that's I'm starving over here, man. I'm starving. You know, I just want to get some laughs because you know how it is. You try out your jokes on coworkers. You know, some of you think that's going to be funny, and then it just falls flat, and they look at you like you're dumb.
Well, maybe your
'cause
coworkers
you are.
ain't your audience, though. You know, you also got to think about that when it
Exactly.
falls flat. But that's
Mhm.
okay.
It's just like when you're around the same people for 2 months straight, you need some fresh blood to
Oh,
kill. You know, you need go find yourself another tribe.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up a situation for you just so to relate it. Here's a metaphor. Imagine Big J Okerson, okay? Kind of really risque fucking comedy, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if he was working at a lawyer's office and he started popping those jokes off to some of his employees at the water cooler, you know? You think any of them are going to laugh?
Yeah.
Think any of them are going to laugh? Some of them probably are, but
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Dwight with the glasses and HR ain't laughing. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. If you're watching, it's just gotten a little murderous on my side because there's a kind of a red light hit me from the left-hand side, and then darkness on the other side. So it's
yeah,
like
you're gonna fucking
we're
murder
about to
some
enter
people.
the danger zone.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone with Ty Young. Almost like Tales from the Crypt, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
No,
I'm Ty
this
Young,
is-
coming to you live from a murder scene. Hello.
Now we're just gonna walk through, and I'm just gonna show you how the body is laid out, and you'll recognize that it is laid in a weird French-like fashion, unlike the American fashion where limbs look broken. Here, he's holding a baguette. I'm not profiling or nothing, but it could be a murder in France. Just say it.
Did you know that stealing a baguette in France is punishable by losing 2 fingers? Just saying.
Um,
You steal
I did
don't
not,
be
but now I'm
stealing
stealing a
baguettes,
baguette.
brother. I know you sticky fingers. Don't be stealing baguettes. You'll lose them fingers, and then I can never teach you guitar.
Well,
Or-
I mean, the real question is, do you get to pick the fingers? Like, if it's your first baguette, could you just feel like, you know what, I really don't need my pinkies. Like, those can go, you know. And
Yeah. That'd be so nice of them if you could pick the fingers. I'm pretty sure they pick the fingers, Ty. Maybe there's Proto. Maybe they gotta follow
mean,
Proto.
it's-
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're like, sorry, bud, it's always this finger. It's always middle. Now you can't tell no one to fuck off.
Have you ever met a guy that didn't have fingers or anything like that?
No. Well,
You know,
yes, but I can't remember their name. Very cool. Very cool gentleman.
okay. I mean, like, most humans are cool, and then you point it out, get a couple jokes in, and they're like, yeah, and then you move on, right? You
Right.
know, he's just another normal guy,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But I always feel like disturbed when they spring it on you, where like nobody says anything, and then all of a sudden he shakes your hand. You're like, holy shit, you're missing a thumb, dude. You know what I mean?
No, or where they try to pull a fast one on you, and they got like a prosthetic like finger, and they like go to shake your hand, and you pull it off, and they're like, ah, like, what'd you gonna do?
Exactly. You know, it's just like
Motherfucker.
they're setting you up,
Right.
right? And I may have told this story before, but I was in New Zealand, right? It was dark outside. I went to say hello to the security guard at the venue we were at, and then the dude sticks out his right arm. And I go to shake it, thinking everything's perfectly fine. And then I grab a stub, and it was like a soft stub. It was like, like you know those stress balls?
Yeah.
It felt exactly like that, but like a hard center.
Ugh.
You know, it like just grabbed it in the dark, didn't know what it was, like was just like, all right, this dude has no hand. He doesn't speak English, so we're
not
gonna keep
talking
a cool
about
tie.
it.
We're just gonna we're gonna shake his hand, shake his stump, and you know, you're not gonna say anything. You're gonna be nice for once, right? And then
Be
it was
nice,
just
Ty.
like I looked at him straight in the eyes, and I was like, "How are you?" And then he like had a glint of admiration that I just ignored it and everything. It was like just like you totally set me up, you motherfucker. Like this is a trap, and I don't
This
appreciate
is a
it.
trap. It's a trap. Real quick,
Mhm.
shout out to our listeners for listening. If you're still tuning in, man, thank you so much. This podcast doesn't happen without your continued support. And Ty, we got like 10 regular listeners on like the audio platforms. So if
Excellent.
you're ever looking at the YouTube numbers, buddy, don't let them bother you, because we apparently do better on the audio only somehow.
Which is perfectly fine, you know, because my parents watched the previous episode, and then I just got a running commentary of text messages.
I
about
thought you
it.
might. I
They're
thought you
like-
might. I thought I was wondering if I should edit, and then I was like, no, because I was trying to be hip with the
No.
deaf, you know. But I'm hip.
Never edit. Yeah, like my view is never edit. You know, it's my job to speak irresponsibly. If I fucked up that bad, I will apologize. I'm just trying to make
Okay.
jokes.
I didn't get you in trouble with your parents, though, right?
No, they understand that. They finally accepted that I'm a delinquent.
Bro, she got your ass with the. You having some
Yeah,
veggies
man,
with them
dude.
beer and cigarettes, bro? That's hilarious. Are you eating some veggies with them beer and cigarettes, Ty?
Only cucumbers. Only cucumbers.
Okay.
You know, it really spices up the flavors, and also, when I was a kid, I always told my mom I hated cucumbers, so every single time she bought them, like they ended up in the trash. So, a little extra spite on my side, you know.
Wow.
So now you only eat cucumbers?
Only eat cucumbers, you know, the pickled kind. It was delicious.
Oh yeah, I love a good pickle, bro. All the way, bro. All the way. Pickle love. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
Yeah, it's love my parents, good folk. They care, and they realize that their son is their son, and that's not going to change. You know.
that's awesome. Well, I'm glad the love is there, and that's all. It's all good. I didn't want to get you in trouble, so good shit.
No, it's fine. Because after the comment about the cigarettes and the beer and the veggies and all that, my mom came out and she was like, "Damn, your hair looks so good. I'm so jealous." And I'm just like, "That's what's up. That's what's up, Mom.
That's
Got
what's
this
up.
hair for you, and I'm gonna keep it just to keep you in your place. Jealous."
I probably got the
And,
longest hair in my family too at this point. Seriously. I mean, aside
Seriously?
from Dr. Evil, she definitely got me beat, but
Well, I mean, this is a long-haired podcast. It's an
Oh.
hour long. We're not doing short-haired jokes over here. We're trying to be good, wholesome folk with the
You
Jesus
said-
appearance.
you said an hour? You said a whole hour? Well, this was supposed to be 20 to 40 minute podcast. Okay, sorry. I had a brain fart. I don't know what we're talking about. My bad. No short-haired jokes here.
Pause for the motorcycles.
Are you getting rode up on? Are you about to get curbed? Oh shit.
Wait for it. Okay, he's around the corner now. Excellent. Loud ass motorcycle cars.
Loud
You know
ass
what it is.
mofo.
Life in the big city, as Tim Dillon would describe it.
Anything can happen in the Bronx. You got it. I know. I feel you. I'm excited to have you back in the States and getting some shows. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Median, you know what median is, right? What was your median amount of shows a week when you were like in the States regularly going for open mics?
My median amount of shows, you cut out a little bit. So,
Your median
amount of shows I would get in a week when I was in the States doing open mics.
Yes, you got me.
I got in at least 3 a week. Sometimes I would double dip the occasional night that allows it, and I could get in like 5 or 6. So three's the median. That's the usual 3 a week. On the road, depends on where I'm at, and it blows.
No, totally. I like that you got the religious sense to check for open mics in every city you go to, though. That's what counts there. And on the road with
Exactly.
work, you can't fucking you don't get to pick where you go. So yeah, you're gonna have those cities that have maybe one or none, and that's fine. But what's important is that you're doing as many as you can when you're where it's regular. You know what I mean? And when you're in a regular spot. When you get back, man, go hard in the paint, dude. I want you to try to take that median number and make that median number 4. You know what I mean?
4?
When you're in town of open mics, you know.
4 should easily be accomplished, because that means I just got to double dip one night a week, which is very possible. It's just I'm at the spot now where I'm going to start branching out and going to different open mics around the Tampa Bay area. So it's like, gotta go out to, there's an area called Ybor City, spelled with a Y for some fucking reason. In Tampa Bay area, it's Ybor, but it's pronounced Ybor.
Yeah.
It drives me insane. It's just, why are you doing that? Why are, what do you, this makes no sense. Like, are you that drunk that a Y turns in? I've never been so drunk a Y turns into an E.
Yeah.
Ybor City is like the main club, nightclub, comedy club, bar area, but it's also like the tweaker area too. So it's like I got to start going out there because there's a couple of the mics out there, up into Tampa. You know, branch out more, see, try and get a different audience. You know, than the usual people that show up to the Spitfire or to the Java Cava or
Right.
you know the places that have been going. You know,
Totally. It's important, man. That's why we did that show last night at a place we hadn't scoped out. And in the future, buddy, always, if you're like throwing a show, this is a little different for music than comedy. You can just show up and do your comedy at most open mics, right?
yeah.
But man, I need to, if I'm scheduling shit, I need to scope it out before I go up there, kind of shit, so that I don't end up in Illinois and I don't end up without a PA system. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. You know, and it's like also musicians have it a little harder starting out as you bring it up because it's like it's not just them, it's them and their $500 guitar and their $1,000 amp and their $50 cables. You know what I mean? It's them and a lot of expensive shit that's easily pawned anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a extra level of bullshit that you just got to be prepared for.
Especially if you're playing with other bands too, because bands are notorious for ganking each other's shit. So, luckily, the bands we played with last night are friends of both of mine. So, at least I know where they live, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just just as you get into the open mic scene for both music and comedy and all that, it's just, god damn it, here's another fucking loud ass motorcycle. I think these guys are just circling the fucking block. They saw me with the microphone. We're just like, we're gonna fuck this up.
It's okay.
And I lost my train of thoughts because they got some loud ass bikes and they don't believe in mufflers. It's like,
you didn't believe in mufflers there for a while either, though. So you're one to talk. How about that?
I still don't. I still wholeheartedly, if that shit falls off, leave it on the road, man.
Oh, dude.
Like,
I don't really give a fuck, Jack.
That shit ain't passing inspection.
It's like, just turn your music up a little bit. You're young. Turn it up. Don't go to like ear shattering levels, but you'll fucking live. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need that muffler. Especially if you were raised in the cornfields like me, it scares off the deer away from the road. So in fact, by losing your muffler, you may lose a mile or two of gas mile per gallon, but you're also protecting your car by scaring the fuck out of deer, scaring the fuck out of the whatever the phrase is, scaring the deer away from the road.
Yeah. Shoot, I had something I was trying to ask you. Now it's completely gone. Sorry. Hey, when are you gonna be back in the States, brother?
My glorious return to the United States will be predicted to be March 29th, barring any medical disaster.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting because the airline traffic is starting to pick up again and everything. But so far, like every flight out of the United States, my own row. Every flight back to United States, no room whatsoever. Full flight, more people are going to the United States than people leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and probably trying to flee Ukraine and travel through the EU to find any way out,
Mm-hmm.
I understand. That's terrible.
Exactly. It's just
and
the states have it in the concept of the world, the states have it arguably the best. There's plenty of food, no famine, no water shortages anytime soon. You go to one store and you can get everything. You don't have to go to corner stores and everything like that. So you just have more time to do shit because now you're not having to go around the whole city the individual stores and stuff like that, because that's how Europe is set up.
Yeah.
You know, like there are very few like Walmarts or anything
That's
like that.
that's
You know
kind of
what I
a
mean?
cool thing though. I don't mind that. I never mind having a few errands to run, but
Mm,
it's how you,
it's just
it's a different vibe. It's
it's
more
one of
old
those
school.
like the maybe the we've gotten so good in the United States at exporting our culture that now everybody wants to join in, which is cool. You know, that's perfectly fine. You know, if you got the papers, come on in. It's just at the same time, since we're exporting all of our culture, we're not importing very much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how there are very few Americans that could say what the culture of Ukraine currently is. You know, what's the pop culture of Ukraine? You know, very few. I mean, pre-war, obviously. Uh, Very few Americans could say what's the pop culture of France at the moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's just we know very little of the world outside, and we allow a whole bunch of people in, which is cool. But like, they're still learning the American culture, and we don't know the culture that they're from. It's just a weird situation with
Right.
the flights. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I don't understand why.
And I want to give
More
you a heads
coming
up
in than
too
coming-
that gas prices here have like skyrocketed, and they're saying that like plane ticket prices are going up like crazy because of it too. So just keep an eye on
Interesting.
that
Why
because of the gas.
is it? That's just interesting.
And that's because Russia is a humongous exporter of natural gas. Like I'd say, if I remember right from what I was reading, it's like they import 7% of natural gas that we use. So them, like, with all the sanctions and shit, they obviously pulled their oil from us. So it's I mean,
yeah, if we get the gas from them, yeah, prices are going to go up. And that's the price of choosing a side. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
it's just how the apple's shaken out of the political tree this time. And as the politicians would say, you know, buckle up your belt one notch more and pull yourself up by the bootstrap
get
or
a
some
bike,
other
you
bullshit
know?
statement that never applies.
Get a
You know what I
time
mean?
to get a bike, bro. So 100%.
It's just one of those like there's a price for everything. You know what I mean?
100%.
We're gonna have to pay extra gas prices, which suck, and you know, Ukrainians are gonna get shot.
It's a
which
lot
sucks.
less. Yes, 100%. You got to put it
You
in
know,
perspective
Russians
like
are
that,
gonna be
dude.
in the dark about the truth, which sucks. You know, but that's just how the apples are shaken out of the tree this time.
So looking forward to your glorious return on the 29th ish. I'm gonna say an extra prayer that
So,
you have no trouble getting out of there, and
I will say, like, have you haven't flown that much. You've driven.
I hate
right?
flying. I have flown once in my life, and I'm so terrified
Okay.
of it. Yeah. So
The flight I took to get to the current town I'm at, Toulouse, from Metz, you know, it's basically the north to south flight, the entire width of France, pretty much. That was the scariest plane I've ever fucking been on in my life.
oh yeah, tell me
All
about
right,
it.
let me describe this plane to you. It's a prop plane. All right, so you got two propellers on each side. You're walking out to the runway because the size will never accommodate a jet bridge. You get on the plane. There are two rows, single seat rows. There are 18 seats in this plane, and I mean there are, you know, two rows of 9 seats on this plane. They had an intercom system. No idea why they even needed to turn that one on. Like the hostess could have screamed at us,
Right.
and we would have heard her. You know what I mean?
Sounds like you're
It
flying
was
Delta.
so small of a plane that as you're walking down, I was in the last row, so I walked the entire length of the plane. You could feel it shift side to side as my fat ass walked down, every step the plane would just shift a little bit.
Sketchy.
And then like halfway down the aisle, there was like a little bump, right? That bump is, for the fuel lines. Because the plane is so small that the fuel lines like can't go underneath
Yeah.
the deck. They have to be,
Partially
you
up,
have to
yeah.
physically walk over a bump that hides those lines. It is an absolute terrifying flight.
Sounds like it, bro.
It was like, there's turbulence, right?
Right.
But have you ever had no turbulence and then like just a sudden drop where everybody's butt lifts off the seat and then just lightly goes back down again?
No.
That woke up the entire plane. That was like everybody was asleep and passed out. It was an all right cruise, and then it was just, alrighty, something's in the chamber wasn't there a couple seconds ago. You know what I mean? It was just, all right, we're alive. We're alive. It's all good.
Where's my other pants?
Exactly.
Well, I'm glad you made it, and I'm glad you don't have to fly anytime. Well.
Yeah. I'm not flying for 2 weeks, but that will be a big plane. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. That sounds terrible, bro. I would never fly again if that was my first flight too. Oh my God. I would be like, see, confirmed. It's going to suck when I go on tour and have to drive everywhere, but that's such is life. Such is life. I like driving. I'm a good driver. No new Forgiving Tree dates anytime soon, although the Broadway Boat Bar did ask us to come back, which is really nice. So
excellent.
We might be up there again soon, but no dates yet.
Alrighty. Is there any update on that competition you entered?
No, because we got to the second round, and then it was like fully virtual, so we had to submit a video, and we did. But then the only way to vote on it and watch it was by subscribing to their Patreon. And I was like, "Fuck this," you know what I mean? And I was like, "No, I don't care, and I'm not making all my friends go subscribe to their Patreon either. Fuck that." So.
Exactly, and that's a subscription thing, so that's not like a one-time deal. That's a monthly.
Unless you go pay the $5, fucking vote on the thing, and then unsubscribe, which seems dumber than shit. So I'm not making y'all do that. Pay to come to my show. See the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, that's a shitty situation, man.
Yeah, but hey, makes up for with some good shows that we've put in since. So it's good.
Yeah. Sweet. So, well, not sweet. That's actually infuriating. But they gotta make a buck. I get it. Let me see here. Your comedy news. Do we have comedy news this week?
It's been a light week in comedy news over here. Unless you got any, I don't have any. I can look real quick, but we'll at least do comedy news this
I'm
week.
hesitant to talk about it, but at the same time, they're not gonna watch it. So it's the Spitfire Comedy Club that I go to recently dropped their artistic director by the name of, he shall not be named because I can't remember it.
Yeah, don't say names.
There were it's the sleaziest part of the business slapping me right in the face, where there were accusations of sexual favors in return for stage time type deals, and
I've never heard that one
like,
before.
It's one of those you never expect to hear about it around you, and then all of a sudden it's right there slapping you in the face, and it's just like, it changes my whole opinion of the man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he got sacked and they replaced him?
Not replaced as of yet, but he's totally sacked.
Gotcha.
And from what I can tell on the comics page, a lot of people are in support for that.
I would
just
too.
because of what
Fuck
he
that.
did.
That's sleazy, dude.
Which is proven, by the way. It's totally proven. There's a article on the interwebs about it and all that. Um, it's just it's good for the club to get rid of him, and it's good for the comics going to the club and everybody because now they're no longer associated with that. I
Yeah,
just
keep
feel
everybody
trapped
safe.
about it because I didn't know. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
I was new in the scene when apparently the rumors have been around, you know, and nobody told me. So it's just, I feel awkward about it
Okay. I'm not
because
going there. I'm not going
it's
there.
like, you know what I mean? Like whenever any of those allegations come out, you know, you immediately, it's just like, oh, thank God I didn't invite my friends to that club. Thank God, you know. 'cause
Thank
you don't
God
wanna
I didn't
bring
invite
anybody
that
around
guy
bullshit.
over or whatever. Yeah, I feel that. I had one of those in college where I was a guitar major, and if you're a guitar major, you had to be in guitar ensemble. And I mean, this is all
Mhm.
other music guys who all play guitar. So these are all guys that should theoretically be people who are cool that I can talk to. And that was overwhelmingly
Yeah.
true. Come to find out, like 2 semesters in, this one guy who'd been in the whole time was doing heinous shit on a studio computer at UCM and literally got
Oh,
arrested
damn.
for it for downloading shit through the hard drive and stuff. It was pretty
Oh, fuck.
fucking heinous, and you're like, dude, what the fuck? I talked to that guy, and he was
Mhm.
nice, and he let me use his guitar tuner. You know, and
Mhm.
you're like,
For me, it's a wake up call to your radar. You know that
yeah,
creep dar.
keep it up, yeah,
You know, it's just like, oh shit, and you got to recalibrate that stuff, and the only way to recalibrate it is to be around those people, but you don't want to be around those people. You know what I mean?
right, and which is why just a little bit of paranoia is a good thing. You don't want to be paranoid all the time, right? But having a little bit of
Exactly.
paranoia about you keeps you a little bit safe. That's all I'm saying. On whatever you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like having like a watchdog
So,
in the back of your brain.
you know, just something to tell you that something's not right,
Bark.
and you
bark.
need to
Yeah. Check it out.
remove yourself.
Yeah. Or get the
Yeah.
fuck out. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. That is some comedy news right there, dude. So sorry to
it's
hear that.
just
Sorry for all the comics involved, and glad to hear that we got one more scumball out of the comedy scene. You know, so that's cool.
and that's my opinion as well. It's just, you know, like if I'm being complete, I heard the rumor like 2 days before I left to come to Europe. So I kept to myself because, you know, if it's an actual rumor and it's not true, if that comes out, you know, that's
Destroying somebody. That's
nothing.
libel. They call that libel, and it's punishable, right? So,
Exactly. You know, but now that it's proven, then they got the evidence and all that. It's just like, damn. You know.
Yeah, this is so disheartening.
You know.
But
I really feel bad for anybody in that situation because it's just like you're working hard to chase your dreams, and now you gotta do something you absolutely don't want to do just to chase that dream. You know, it's like you're trying to be a comedian or you're trying to be a rock star. You're not trying to be a porn star over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not. You're not. It's just disgusting, man.
yeah, 100%.
In more lighthearted comedy news, the world found out that Michael Cera has a kid because Amy Schumer accidentally spilled the beans in an interview.
Oh. Wait, it's
Well,
his kid?
that's just further proof that Amy Schumer's a
Not
bitch.
with Amy
I was
Schumer.
about to be
No,
like, that's a fucking.
they were working on set together and they were talking. She was apparently talking to him about parenthood and was expressing this to the interviewer, and then was like, "Oh shit! Wait, has he formally announced that yet?"
Oh. So she kind of like
So
dropped
she,
it.
yeah, so
What a
she
bitch.
accidentally outed him.
What a bitch. Amy Schumer, what you gonna do?
But yeah, so Michael Cera has a kid. Congrats to
I
him.
mean, congratulations to Michael Cera for having a kid. You know, that's an adult thing I don't know nothing about. Um, Amy Schumer's a bitch, but at the same time, I'm creeped out by the people that are like addicted to the famous baby news like stuff. It's like, are you just like a low key dude? To me, being fascinated by rich people's and celebrities' kids. That's a whole
That's not
level
cool.
of creep.
Oh
You might
yeah,
as well just
no,
start
I find it
stalking the
very
person.
weird, but at the same
know.
time, I thought it was kind of funny that she fucked up so
Oh yeah,
colossally.
no, it's hysterical that Amy Schumer messed it all up again. But it's I don't know. My head went down into the dark place. So I'm trying to dig myself back up.
Hey, do you have a Savage of the Week for this week?
Oh shit, it's my week, isn't it? Savage of the Week. Let me think. I want it to be funny. Obviously, the answer is no. I did not think of this ahead of time because I totally forgot. But I think my Savage of the Week is going to be an extraordinary human being whose name I do not remember. But there's a dude who's like one of these crazy Scandinavian motherfuckers, right?
Okay.
He decided to build his own kayak and go from Africa to South, like to kayak across the Atlantic Ocean on his own homemade boat, and he not only did it once, not twice, but 3 times.
Jesus Christ.
So that's that crazy Scandinavian right there is showing you the limits of human possibility, and he is our Savage of the Week.
Man,
You're
he
a
is
bad
savage,
mofo.
dude. That's crazy. That is
Exactly.
crazy. That's all we got on comedy news too, by the way. Aside from Ty Young's my favorite comedian. So,
Well, thank you. You are also my favorite musician, Chris.
well, thank you.
Or should Chris Davis, not of Chris Davis MusicPro.com, which is not supporting the podcast no more. But
It's not
Chris
like
Davis
we're not.
MusicPro.com.
I'm still here.
So
I'm
Chris
doing everything.
Davis.
It was just DavisMusicPro.com, and that is no longer. It is down. But that's why we're not sponsored by them, because it's no more. But that's okay.
I mean, it's COVID, man. It's just taking out small businesses left and right. What can you do?
What can you do, bro? Y'all should have bought those albums while you could. Now the ones that are out there really worth some shit, so. Okay. Hey, man, I don't know a whole lot else. Do you got anything else you want to say today for the people? What you got for the people?
You cut out a whole lot on that one, man. So
I said, you got anything else you would like to say to the people today?
Anything else I'd like to say to the people today? Wipe twice. Just because you think you're confident you're done doesn't mean you're not. Double check your work.
Okay. Okay.
And that's the end of my advice.
Tremendous.
Stuff.
Tremendous. No, I'm having a huge sorry, I'm 100% exhausted from the show last night, and 30 seconds ago I hit this brick wall. I think this is it today, gang. We love you. I want to announce that the recording times are going to be off these next 2 weeks, so we are going to have one out, but it won't be quite as on time or at the normal times up until the last week of March, okay? So we will be back with you, and we love you, and don't think we're going anywhere, okay?
Love you.
Love you, Ty.
Subscribe, tell your friends.
Yes. 100%. Leave a comment, all that jazz, dude. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you go back and listen to some of the old ones or check out some of the clips, because Ty puts a lot of work in on those. So,
more clips coming soon.
Hell
Once
yeah,
I get
dude.
back on Today Shift.
Once I'm on day shift, dude. No big deal. I know you're working like a hoss. Same over here. So we do this because we love you guys. So thanks for tuning in, man. Mad love and respect. Y'all have a tremendous rest of your week, okay?
Mad
We'll be
love.
back. Peace.